The architect's hidden sketchbook. The night was deep, and Ethan, a young architect, slumped into the soft sofa by the floor-to-ceiling window of his London apartment. Outside, the sleepless city, with its characteristic clamor, displayed a vast ocean of lights. Red taillights of cars stretched into long, blurry lines on the wet asphalt, like endless fatigue dragging on. All of it felt exceptionally distant and cold to Ethan at this moment, as if an invisible pane of glass separated him from the urban sprawl. Inside, only a desk lamp cast a faint amber glow, making his scattered design blueprints appear even more indistinct. Beside the papers, a cup of long cold coffee left a slightly bitter aftertaste, mirroring the mood that currently hung over him. Ethan's gaze pierced through the glass, fixed on the distant, hazy skyline. Yet he couldn't find a single spark of inspiration. The massive commercial building project he was tackling felt like an invisible mountain, pressing heavily on his mind, leaving him at an unprecedented bottleneck and feeling utterly suffocated. Every design phase felt rigid. Every idea seemed drained of vitality, leaving only a blank void. He sighed, a profound weariness settling deep within him. It wasn't just physical exhaustion, it was a profound mental depletion. The city's pressure felt like an invisible net, trapping him, making it hard to breathe. He absent-mindedly brushed aside a crumpled sketch, hoping this unconscious action might somehow shift his stagnant thoughts. Just then, his eyes drifted casually to a corner of his desk, where an old sketchbook lay quietly, long forgotten. The sketchbook's cover was a rustic, deep blue, adorned with peculiar, indecipherable geometric patterns, resembling some ancient, lost symbols. This very sketchbook had been a gift from a mysterious family elder during his childhood. An elder who always gazed at the moon late into the night and recounted fantastical tales. Seeing it now, Ethan felt a wave of vague nostalgia wash over him, alongside a subtle, inexplicable whisper of curiosity. He dimly recalled the elder mentioning that this book held the moon's secret. He was skeptical, yet the sudden rush of mystery pulled at his tired and bewildered mind like a gentle thread. Could this seemingly ordinary sketchbook be the one thing that would bring something extraordinary to this long, heavy night? Ethan's gaze locked onto the mysterious old sketchbook on his desk. His curiosity had now triumphed over his previous weariness. Inside, only the soft, amber glow of the desk lamp remained as the room deepened into night. Outside, city lights had quietly dimmed, as if preparing for an impending marvel. Amidst this tranquil and profound blue, a radiant full moon quietly ascended, its light crisp yet gentle. It streamed directly through the glass, perfectly enveloping the sketchbook. The air seemed imbued with a serene and mysterious quality. With a hint of indescribable doubt and anticipation, Ethan reached out, gently picking up the sketchbook and opening it. Inside were no familiar architectural sketches, but a series of intricate, fine-lined geometric patterns. These patterns were originally dim, almost blurry, like forgotten dreams. Yet the moment moonlight completely blanketed the sketchbook, soaking every inch in silver aura, a miracle unfolded. The patterns seemed to awaken, beginning to emit a soft, silver luminescence, slowly and gently rising from the paper. The glow intensified, then started to flow with a peculiar, rhythmic pulse. Lines intertwined and extended, forming a vast, complex, glowing network, akin to an architectural blueprint, subtly throbbing on the page. The surreal spectacle utterly stunned Ethan. His breathing became soft and slow, all confusion and weariness instantly washed away. As a rigorous architect, he had never witnessed a design composed purely of light. It transcended all scientific understanding. Yet what swelled within him was not fear, but an inexpressible deep sense of calm and an intense curiosity. This gentle, powerful luminescence seemed to extend a silent invitation, quietly soothing away all his anxiety. Instinctively, he reached out, his fingertips trembling slightly with hesitation and excitement, wanting to touch this miracle woven from moonlight. His heart rate quickened from the magical experience, yet he felt an unprecedented tranquility. What exactly did this moonlit blueprint depict? Where would it lead Ethan in this wondrous world? Ethan gazed at the ethereal, moonlit blueprint on his desk, its glow continually pulsating. From its core, silver light gently ascended, condensing in the air before him. As light gathered, the surrounding space filled with countless tiny silver particles, shimmering in the desk lamp's dim glow, emitting an almost imperceptible whisper. This air carried a faint, crisp coolness from high above, with a hint of pure fragrance, a stark contrast to London's heavy night air. Ethan felt a peculiar pull, all senses enveloped by this absolute tranquility. As the blueprint's light intensified, the space before the desk began to subtly and gracefully distort. Air particles accelerated, forming a slowly spinning oval portal. It hovered mid-air, emanating a soft, steady silver luminescence, its edges dotted with tiny light points dancing lightly. Through this transparent door, Ethan glimpsed the other side, a profound, boundless blue void, like the edge of the universe, vast and mysterious. Occasionally, tiny light specks, like distant stars, quietly twinkled within it. Strangely, all lines on the blueprint seemed pulled by an unseen force, gently converging and precisely pointing towards this luminous entrance, as if the door was its ultimate destination. Ethan's heart was surprisingly calm, devoid of panic. A sense of serenity enveloped him like a gentle tide. He felt a momentary hesitation, as this clearly transcended all scientific logic. As a practical architect, he should have been unsettled, but his deep-seated architect's instinct for unknown structures and pure light art burned with an irresistible urge to explore. The portal's calming aura slowly dispelled all his anxiety and pressure, replaced by an impulse to be gently called by a mysterious power. He firmly believed this shimmering door would lead him to the ultimate inspiration he sought, a new world to escape his predicament and find inner peace. Would Ethan step through this unimaginable moonlit gateway? What marvels awaited him on the other side? As Ethan's fingertips gently touched the shimmering moonlit portal, hesitation vanished. He stepped forward. His body instantly felt extraordinarily light, all burdens quietly lifted. He felt no ground. Instead, like a feather, he began to slowly and effortlessly float within a vast, deep blue void. Here, no conventional up or down, only countless tiny silver light points, resembling distant stardust, serenely drifting, gently twinkling in the boundless deep blue. The air, imbued with pure tranquility, lacked urban clamor or worldly noise, holding only the faintest, almost imperceptible whisper of light, particles rubbing, as if the entire space was softly breathing. Ethan looked back. The oval portal behind him had quietly dissipated like water ripples, leaving no trace, only flowing silver light points merging into the vast void. A realization dawned. He had utterly departed from reality, entering an extraordinary space composed of pure intention. Everything here defied logic, yet felt so real and beautiful. He began to move, discovering that with a mere thought, his body could gently glide forward. The surrounding docile light points seemed to understand his intent, subtly guiding his way, leading him deeper into this wondrous realm. Every movement flowed with fluidity, without impediment. Ethan's initial shock quickly faded, replaced by the magnificent and expansive sight. He felt an unprecedented freedom and transcendence. All worries, fatigue, and urban pressure had completely dissipated. As an architect accustomed to reality's gravity and rigid structures, he found himself filled with pure curiosity rather than unease in this weightless space. He understood this was an extraordinary place, a sanctuary that could break limitations and allow imagination to soar infinitely. He firmly believed he would find the ultimate inspiration here, long sought but hard to attain in his real world. His spirit, too, became immeasurably light, like a speck of light within this void, filled with serene anticipation. Where would these floating light points guide Ethan? Could this space, forged from intention, truly allow him to realize any architectural imagination? Ethan, gently gliding forward, followed countless serenely floating light points. His spirit, in this weightless void, felt unprecedented freedom and lightness. The points grew more numerous and brighter, converging in the deep blue void into a slow and solemn mass. Eventually, they formed a colossal rounded entity, a floating platform of milky white translucent crystal. Its surface was smooth as a mirror, emitting a soft silver luminescence, reflecting starlight. Beneath, slowly flowing halos gently pulsated, making the platform resemble a suspended pearl, imbued with serene and gentle energy. Ethan was drawn by a tender force, slowly floating to the platform's center. As his fingertips, with excitement and anticipation, gently touched its surface, a new marvel unfolded. The platform rippled instantly, as if awakened, its silver glow intensifying. Then, clusters of architectural material, pure moonlight particles, began to slowly and elegantly ascend from its depths. These particles were transparent and shimmering, shapeless, like condensed stars, yet radiated a gentle and stable energy, filling the space with peace and creativity. Ethan was astonished. By merely gently envisioning any architectural shape or detail, these moonlit particles responded instantly. They began to slowly and softly coalesce into form according to his thoughts, from blurry outlines to clear structures, without resistance. He felt an incredible blend of excitement and profound calm. This was his dream, the purest architectural laboratory, a space where he could create freely, unbound by reality, no longer limited by physics or materials. Every idea was gently actualized here. He focused intently on the particles, feeling them gently transform at his fingertips, a deep sense of satisfaction and control washing over him. What marvel would Ethan construct? What profound experience awaited his soul? Above the crystal Genesis platform, Ethan's intention, like a gentle breeze, softly guided countless moonlight particles. These particles slowly and elegantly coalesced before his eyes, weaving into a massive, ethereal edifice. This structure had no sharp angles, only fluid, soft curves, each turn filled with natural beauty. Pure light gently flowed across every arc and surface, creating graduated light and shadow, making the entire building appear to breathe. The air was imbued with a pure tranquility, as if capable of washing away all worldly dust, drawing one into its depths. Ethan gently waved his hands, directing the docile moonlight particles. A vast, floating dome slowly ascended at his mental command, like a new moon suspended high. Following this, several curving archways elegantly extended outward, intertwining yet harmoniously unified. Transparent moonlight walls gently undulated like water ripples, faintly shimmering with stardust, transforming the outer void into the most beautiful backdrop. As he stepped inside, the air was utterly serene, devoid of any sound, holding only the calm assurance and echoes from his inner self. Every inch of space exuded an aura of peace. Every detail, from the light filtering through the dome to the wall's soft curves, perfectly aligned with his soul's deepest pursuit of serenity and harmony, as if it were his subconscious's most perfect sanctuary. As this grand yet serene edifice gradually manifested before him, Ethan felt an unprecedented inner peace. This was more than just an architectural design. It was a projection of his soul's deepest longing for perfect space, the tangible embodiment of his ultimate pursuit of harmony and tranquility. He felt a profound satisfaction, as if all anxiety and pressure were gently washed away by this pure creative process. Every movement was filled with gentle intent. He merged with the architecture as if he himself was the edifice. He knew this moonlit structure's significance went far beyond mere design. It was a work of art that could touch the depths of the soul, a pure crystallization of beauty. What mysteries would this moonlit edifice reveal to Ethan upon its completion? Would its existence open a door to higher dimensions of inspiration for him? As the moonlit edifice's final light rays gently merged into its structure, Ethan felt the surrounding energy mild and steady. He slowly floated into the completed hall he had just constructed. Before him lay a spacious hall formed of soft light, devoid of physical furniture, possessing only transparent flowing walls and a rounded dome. The light here was as smooth as silk, gently caressing every corner. Beneath his feet, a soft halo of light made each step feel like treading on cotton. Almost no sound could be heard, only an experience of ultimate lightness and serenity. The entire space exuded a pure and tranquil atmosphere, as if even time had slowed down. Ethan softly tried to make a sound, a faint whisper. However, his voice was instantly gently absorbed by the surrounding light, leaving no echo, like a pebble dropped into a waveless lake, utterly silent. This absolute stillness was not empty. Instead, it imbued Ethan with a profound calm, as if the entire space was softly breathing in tranquility, sharing this peaceful feeling with him. Amidst this silence, blurred nebula-like patterns began to appear on the hall's walls. Composed of countless tiny light points, they slowly and continuously flowed, resembling the whispers of a distant universe, recounting untold mysteries. Ethan was surprised to find these flowing nebula patterns seemed to change with the calmness and fluctuations of his mind. When he felt more serene, the patterns became softer and clearer. When his thoughts stirred, they too subtly flickered. This made him realize the hall was not just a space he created, but a medium deeply connected to his soul. Initial surprise quickly shifted to a profound curiosity and serenity. He understood this space's emptiness was not void, but full of infinite possibilities. Every light point held the breath of life. He wondered what these flowing nebula patterns concealed, why they resonated with his thoughts, seemingly silently listening to his inner voice. What did these shifting nebula patterns on the walls portend? Would they reveal deeper secrets about himself or the universe to Ethan? Ethan's gaze was drawn by a soft glow deeper within the moonlit edifice. He gently glided past flowing walls, entering an isolated circular space. Light here was more concentrated, yet soft, creating a warm and encompassing atmosphere. Encircling him, suspended on walls and dome, were shimmering constellations of tiny light points. Not static, they gently danced like living entities, true star clusters given life, forming a slowly spinning vortex of light that filled the space with a marvelous rhythm. The air held a pure silence, only highlighting the light point's subtle pulsation. As Ethan gently focused on these living constellations, a new sensory dimension opened. Each began to emit a unique, faint, yet melodious sound, like soft chimes or whispered murmurs of distant stars, gently echoing in his consciousness. These were not physical sound waves, but resonated directly within his mind, bypassing hearing, bringing a profound and serene calm, as if a silent dialogue with his soul. He extended his hand. Light points would gently and gracefully dance around his fingertips, conveying a warm and familiar touch, like ancient friends welcoming him. Ethan was deeply captivated by this unimaginable sensory experience. As an architect, he knew this impossible in reality, yet felt no unease. He lowered his guard, immersed in this surreal beauty and tranquility. He felt the gentle touch of light points, realizing these constellations were not just visual art, but a symphony of light and sound for the soul. He wondered if these living constellations conveyed deeper messages, narrating the universe's most ancient wisdom or hinting at higher knowledge. Ethan's heart swelled with awe and anticipation. What cosmic mysteries did their voices convey? Could Ethan gain new revelations about architecture or life? In the living constellation chamber's center, Ethan's gaze found a soft glow. The ground gently sloped downwards, forming a large, rounded circular pool crafted from pure moonlight. The water was crystal clear, radiating a faint silver sheen. It was absolutely still, without a ripple, perfectly mirroring the spinning constellations above and the vast blue void. It seemed a miniature universe frozen on the ground, filled with serenity and depth. Beyond the constellations' faint murmurs, there was no other sound. Everything felt silent and solemn. Ethan, guided by an unseen force, gently approached the pool. He leaned in, gazing into the water. The surface, like a perfect mirror, clearly reflected the universe's deepest vistas. Distant planets, slowly, regularly orbiting. Colossal galaxies, gently, spirally rotating. And countless stars, serenely flowing. Everything appeared perfectly ordered, brimming with flawless harmony and the beauty of regularity. This was no mere reflection, but a real-time connection. As he gently placed his hand on the surface, these grand, harmonious cosmic scenes surged silently into his mind, bringing an indescribable, profound sense of tranquility. His tangled design problems and complex structural dilemmas seemed to find calm, clear solutions, as if boundaries that plagued him were gently smoothed away by this cosmic order. Ethan felt a powerful epiphany and complete relaxation. He realized this moonlit edifice was more than a physical space. It was a conduit connecting to the universe's deepest order. This profound connection dissolved all his anxiety and extraneous thoughts, letting him feel immense peace from the cosmos, as if gently embraced by its breath. He now understood true design inspiration wasn't just from reality's limits, but from this pure, cosmic harmony and infinity. His mind was now clear and calm as never before. All mists dispersed, leaving only transparency and clarity. What specific inspiration did Ethan gain? How would he bring this transcendent experience back to his designs, transforming his creative approach? After gaining unprecedented peace and revelation from the cosmic reflection pool, Ethan continued to gently float through the moonlit edifice. He felt the profound satisfaction brought by cosmic harmony, his mind devoid of extraneous thoughts. As he explored further, the light gradually became softer and more diffused, and he found himself entering a new area. This was no conventional physical space, but an unusual labyrinth formed by countless translucent, interwoven thought lines. These lines resembled soft light bands, at times coalescing into blurry shapes, at others dissipating, creating an illusory space with no clear exit. The air was filled with a faint, relaxing shimmer, as if it could gently brush away all worries. Ethan felt a touch of mild surprise. He discovered that all the walls here were not ordinary moonlit crystal, but composed of his own unfinished design sketches, unresolved architectural problems, and even fragmented ideas he had forgotten. These thought lines gently floated in a slow and organic manner, occasionally emitting faint, sigh-like reverberations, a tender echo that seemed to speak of their existence. Ethan recognized some as structural impasses. he couldn't break through late at night, others as flashes of inspiration lost in a forgotten corner. Now, they manifested before him in their purest light and shadow form. Ethan felt a peculiar comfort. This was a physical manifestation of his subconscious stress from work, a tangible projection of his disordered thoughts. He saw the designs that had once confused and troubled him, but strangely, here he felt no anxiety at all. Instead, he experienced a calmness born of understanding. This calmness, like a gentle tide, slowly washed over him. He realized these unfinished thoughts were not frightening, but an opportunity to be organized and soothed. His deep-seated architect's instinct was reawakened, wondering if this labyrinth, composed of his own thoughts, had a specific purpose, if it could lead him to clear answers. How would Ethan navigate this labyrinth of his own thoughts? Could this seemingly disordered space help him find solutions to his real-world design problems? Deep within the labyrinth of lingering thoughts, Ethan felt the calmness born of understanding, a peace gently enveloping him. He paused, closed his eyes, taking a deep breath, fully relaxing, gently releasing all thoughts. When he reopened his eyes, the labyrinth seemed subtly transformed. Some previously disordered thought lines began emitting a brighter, steadier glow. They no longer drifted randomly, but slowly and orderly extended in specific directions, like invisible intuition pathways. Surrounding light, too, became softer and more focused, highlighting these luminous lines, guiding Ethan's gaze. Ethan felt a peculiar pull, realizing these were not physical paths, but his subconscious intuition's guidance. He extended his hand, lightly touching these glowing lines. As his fingertips brushed them, the light conveyed a gentle vibration, like a faint current, softly transmitting into his deep consciousness. This vibration gently guided his previously intertwined thoughts towards convergence points most likely to yield solutions. He felt inspiration slowly and steadily accumulating. Past design challenges began to gently reveal clear structures under these light pathways. He followed these pathways, moving slowly forward, each step filled with certainty and calm. Ultimately, he found these seemingly dispersed lines slowly converging at a central point, coalescing into a symbol shimmering with soft light. This symbol was abstract yet profoundly meaningful, seemingly the ultimate answer to his unresolved problems, the core design concept he sought. Ethan felt a powerful epiphany and absolute clarity. He understood these lines represented his subconscious intuition and long overlooked inspiration. This was a marvelous experience, letting him view design dilemmas from a new perspective. He no longer felt lost, but was filled with firm confidence, knowing these gentle guides would lead to answers. His heart filled with awe and curiosity for this symbol, recognizing it as more than a clue, a new milestone. What solutions or new design concepts would it reveal? Ethan, following the illuminated intuition pathways, traveled with certainty and calm through the labyrinth of lingering thoughts. As he reached the labyrinth's end, all glowing thought lines slowly converged, finally coalescing into a colossal, translucent sphere. This sphere emanated a soft, moonlit glow. Its interior was not empty, but flowed with countless exquisite and fluid design patterns. These patterns were flawless, embodying both practical function and stunning aesthetics, seemingly the manifestation of the cosmos's most harmonious geometry and proportion. The entire space resonated with a sense of ultimate tranquility and completion. Ethan was deeply drawn by the magnificent sight of this sphere of perfect form. He gently approached the sphere, extending his hand, and with a mix of awe and anticipation, lightly placed his fingertips on its surface. Instantly, a marvel occurred. All the design patterns within the sphere surged silently into his mind, like flowing water. They were no longer abstract lines, but concrete, feasible, and creatively rich, complete architectural blueprints. He clearly saw the commercial building projects that had long troubled him, now with brand new, elegant, and harmonious solutions. Every facade, every structural detail, even material choices and light integration were clearly visible, as if he had personally experienced their birth and existence. Ethan felt an unparalleled satisfaction and immense relief. All confusion and pressure completely dissipated in that moment, replaced by a profound calm. He realized the lunar construction realm was more than a creative space. It was a sanctuary for the mind, capable of organizing thoughts and unleashing potential. He felt an unprecedented confidence and strength, knowing he had found the path to architectural excellence. His state of mind was now clear and calm as never before. This clarity, like brilliant starlight, would gently guide his every future design decision. When Ethan returns to reality from the lunar construction realm, how will he apply the inspirations gained in this dream realm? How will this unique experience fundamentally transform his real-world work and life? Before the sphere of perfect form, Ethan felt an unparalleled satisfaction and profound calm as he fully absorbed the design blueprints from the crystalline sphere. The sphere's glow began to grow softer, slowly contracting inward, as if its mission was complete, gently preparing for Ethan's departure. Simultaneously, the entire moonlit edifice began to become more transparent. Its moonlight walls and dome gently undulated, and the air filled with the tranquility of impending farewell. Every inch of space appearing light and pure. A gentle yet irresistible pull then emerged, softly drawing Ethan towards the moonlit edifice's center. He offered no resistance, instead allowing this force to guide him. The light within the edifice began to slowly and evenly dim, no longer brilliant, gradually transforming into a deep, ethereal blue. The walls and dome, formed of pure moonlight, also gradually became blurred, finally dissipating like mist without a sound, leaving only a faint silver afterglow. He noticed that everything he had created here, including the whispering walls and living constellations, was very slowly and elegantly integrating into the surrounding void, leaving no trace, as if they had never existed. Ethan felt no sense of loss. Instead, he was filled with a profound calm and satisfaction. He realized that the lunar construction realm's very existence was a pure experience, not for physical preservation, but solely to grant him inspiration and tranquility in the present moment. He felt grateful for this selfless giving, understanding this journey of the soul was nearing its end. Yet, its revelations would forever reside within his heart. He felt his body and mind were remarkably light, as if all burdens had completely lifted, ready to embrace his return. His consciousness began to gradually expand outward, transcending the boundaries of this moonlit domain. How will Ethan depart this dreamlike lunar construction realm? What will he take with him, and what will he leave behind? As the moonlit edifice's glow fully receded and the surrounding structures gently dissipated, a broad passage of silver mist slowly emerged in the hall's center. Within the mist, countless tiny light points flickered, gently contracting and expanding like breaths, giving the entire passage a lively, rhythmic feel. On both sides of the passage, Ethan could faintly discern flowing starlight, resembling distant cosmic currents, silently shimmering, adding mystery and serenity to this path of return. The air was filled with a subtly warm sensation, foreshadowing a smooth transition. Ethan was gently guided by a tender, irresistible force to the silver mist passage's entrance. Without hesitation, and with a sense of trust and anticipation, he softly stepped in. His body instantly became extremely light, feeling as though he was slowly floating like a feather, without resistance, only constant serenity. The surrounding mist gently enveloped him, bringing a warm and reassuring touch, as if cradled in a mother's embrace, softly wrapped in endless tenderness. He saw distant, hazy light and shadow flickering, blurred images of his real world, outlines of streets, buildings, and people faintly visible, yet they now appeared distant and tranquil, entirely unintrusive, existing merely as a vague backdrop. Ethan felt an unprecedented relaxation of mind and body. The mist's embrace made him feel safe and protected, all external clamor gently isolated. He knew he was traversing a transitional space, returning from dream to reality, a slow and serene process. He offered no resistance, simply obediently enjoying this smooth and tranquil journey, allowing himself to fully immerse in this gentle floating sensation, feeling each breath bring deep stability. His consciousness gradually detached from the profound experience of the lunar construction realm, gently sliding towards the edge of reality. What moment in reality would this silver mist journey return Ethan to? What differences would he find in himself upon waking? In the silver mist passage, Ethan felt a deep stability, his consciousness gently sliding towards reality's edge. Suddenly, he felt as if a gentle force softly placed him back onto his soft bed, his body regaining a tangible sense of weight. Simultaneously, his consciousness slowly emerged from the dream's depths. Outside his window, dawn's faint light had begun to break, the sky gradually shifting from deep blue to pale violet. Soft light filtered through the curtains, casting faint shadows across the room. The air was filled with the unique tranquility and freshness of morning, bringing a warm and familiar sense of belonging. As Ethan slowly opened his eyes, he found himself lying quietly on his bedroom bed. Everything around him felt both incredibly familiar, yet subtly different. The air seemed to retain a hint of moonlight. His sketchbook still lay quietly on his desk, as if untouched. However, The design dilemmas that had previously troubled him on his desktop now became crystal clear in his mind. All solutions leapt into view as if illuminated. Every detail, every curve, seamlessly connected. He felt his body filled with an unprecedented lightness and clarity, as if he had just experienced a thorough rest, rather than a night of profound exploration. Ethan's heart swelled with gratitude and surprise. He knew this was no ordinary dream, but a real and profound journey of the soul. The long-accumulated sense of fatigue completely vanished, replaced by invigorated spirit and overflowing inspiration. He gently shifted, feeling the soft touch of his sheets, his heart filled with anticipation for the new day and a craving for creation. He realized the lunar construction realm had not only granted him extraordinary design insights, but, more importantly, had taught him how to find inner peace and harmony, which would become an inexhaustible source for his future creations. He closed his eyes, feeling dawn's gentle embrace, a faint smile unconsciously gracing his lips. How would Ethan apply the extraordinary inspiration and inner peace gained in the lunar construction realm? How would this unique experience fundamentally transform his real-world work and life? As Ethan felt Dawn's gentle embrace, a faint smile gracing his lips, his heart filled with gratitude and surprise, he knew he had returned from his journey of the soul. Sunlight streamed softly through his apartment bedroom window, illuminating his desk, casting its glow brightly upon scattered design papers and an open sketchbook. The air was imbued with a fresh, vibrant energy, strikingly different from the previous night's anxiety and frustration. Every corner of the room seemed enveloped by a warm and tranquil light, foreshadowing a brand new beginning. Ethan sat at his desk, full of vitality, a stark contrast to the overwhelmed self of the previous night. He picked up his pen, his gaze falling upon the commercial building design that had caused him such distress just hours before. The dream blueprints formed within the lunar construction realm now surfaced in his mind, clear and concrete, providing an unending stream of inspiration. Like a gushing spring, he no longer faced the anxiety of a blank slate, but a complete and perfect vision. He began to confidently and fluidly sketch a series of designs that were both bold and harmoniously balanced, seamlessly blending the moonlight's soft curves with modern architecture's practical functionality. The entire design exuded a serene yet innovative aura, every stroke reflecting profound thought and boundless creativity. Ethan felt unprecedented focus and efficiency. He was no longer mechanically completing tasks, but was driven by a joy of creation and a sense of mission. He found himself effortlessly solving complex structural problems, always discovering the most elegant solutions. Former obstacles melted away with ease. His thoughts flowed like running water, each stroke imbued with confidence, as if guided by an invisible force. He realized this innovation was not merely a technical breakthrough, but a deep spiritual elevation, guiding him towards a brand new world of architecture. How would Ethan's inspired, innovative designs be perceived by his colleagues and clients? Would he find a way to share this unique and transcendent experience with others? Days later, Ethan sat in his office conference room, sunlight gently falling upon the table. The large screen displayed the latest renderings of his commercial building design. In the images, The building's top floor and several intermediate levels featured multiple suspended, transparent green spaces. Inside these spaces, water gently rippled and soft lights glowed, creating a striking contrast with the surrounding cold concrete structures, like miniature urban Edens floating above the city, emanating a serene and inviting shimmer. The air was filled with an atmosphere of anticipation and focus. During an important design review meeting, Ethan presented his new design, infused with insights from the lunar construction realm, with calm and firm confidence. Standing before the screen, his voice steady, he slowly unveiled his revolutionary concept of creating urban oases within the commercial building. No longer merely a steel and concrete forest, his design utilized soft light and curves to construct multi-layered, tranquil resting spaces. He elaborated on how these transparent, flowing green spaces could offer city dwellers and office workers moments of peace and respite, reconnecting them with nature. Initially, colleagues reacted with a touch of surprise at his bold and visionary proposal. A few soft gasps heard in the room, but soon they were deeply captivated by its unique charm and profound philosophy, their gazes filled with curiosity and recognition. Ethan keenly observed his colleagues' reactions, noting their shift from initial doubt to curiosity and recognition, even a hint of subtle excitement. He knew that he was designing more than just buildings. He was creating a way of life that could touch the soul. The inspiration from the lunar construction realm had freed him from fearing to present unconventional ideas, for he knew these designs stemmed from a deep harmony and balance, possessing universal value. His heart was now filled with an unprecedented certainty. Would Ethan's urban oasis concept ultimately receive approval and be implemented? How would this innovative design transform urban life? Months later, amidst the bustling city skyline, the commercial building Ethan helped design was finally complete. On the building's top floor, a space named the Serene Wing was now bathed in soft light. Sunlight streamed gently through its special translucent dome, illuminating the lush green plants and winding water features within, making the space vibrant with life. The air was fresh, water gently murmured, and people either spoke softly or meditated quietly, enjoying a rare moment of urban tranquility, as if the city's clamor was gently isolated by an invisible barrier. Ethan stood in the new building's top floor, Serene Wing, his heart filled with immense satisfaction and pride. He watched people quietly resting, contemplating, or softly conversing here, their faces reflecting relaxation and contentment. He had seamlessly woven his understanding of light and shadow, curves and serenity from the lunar construction realm into every detail of this space, transforming it into a true sanctuary for the soul amidst the city's hustle. He noticed that even during the day, the light here consistently carried that moonlit softness and a faint silver afterglow, as if bringing the dream's tranquility into reality. People entering this space would unconsciously relax, feeling a rare peace, their breathing becoming deeper and slower. Ethan's heart swelled with unparalleled satisfaction and pride. He had not only completed a successful architectural project, but, more importantly, had brought revelations from his dream into reality, creating a space where people could find inner peace. He understood that the lunar construction realm journey was not just for his personal inspiration, but to allow more people to experience that transcendent peace. He felt a profound joy, knowing his path as an architect had elevated to a whole new level. His creativity would forever be accompanied by that gentle moonlight, softly guiding him towards a further future. This building was not merely a new landmark on the cityscape, but a symbol of serenity and harmony.